If you're a woman over 30 and you can't seem to burn belly fat, no matter what you try, the problem might be how your body is handling cortisol, not your workouts or diet. And if you've watched other videos about cortisol, be careful, because cortisol works differently in women than it does in men. Most advice out there treats cortisol like it's the same for everyone. Lower your stress, meditate, sleep more, and the belly fat will disappear. But women are told to follow the same protocols designed for male bodies, and then wonder why nothing changes. Here's what's actually happening. When estrogen starts to decline, your body loses its hormonal shield against cortisol. Suddenly, cortisol has more power. It redirects fat storage to your midsection. It blocks fat burning. And it creates patterns that feel impossible to reverse. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your body is responding to a completely different set of hormonal rules. My name is Jessica, and for over 15 years, I've been helping women transform their lives by understanding how their bodies work and implementing small changes you can start today. I'm going to walk you through exactly how cortisol works in a woman's body, why it behaves differently after 30, and why your belly fat isn't a reflection of laziness. It's a reflection of a survival system that's stuck in one position. In this video, it's not hype, not quick fixes, just clarity so you can finally understand what your body is doing and why. If that sounds like what you've been looking for, you're in the right place. Cortisol is not the enemy. It's a hormone your body releases when it senses stress, and stress to your body doesn't mean bad day at work. It means danger. Historically, danger meant a predator, a famine, a physical threat. Today, danger means a looming deadline, 3 hours of sleep, skipping meals, or pushing through a workout when you're exhausted. Your body can't tell the difference. When cortisol rises, your body shifts into survival mode. It prioritizes immediate energy over long-term fat burning. It slows digestion. It holds onto stored fuel. And it specifically directs fat to your midsection, visceral fat, the kind that wraps around your organs, because that's the most efficient fast-access energy reserve your body has. Think of it like this. If your body believes you're in a crisis, it's not going to waste energy burning belly fat. It's going to protect belly fat, because that might be what keeps you alive. Now, here's where it gets tricky for women. You're not living in acute stress, a single event, a one-time crisis. You're living in chronic low-grade stress. You're managing a career, maybe kids, aging parents, disrupted sleep, hormonal shifts, and on top of that, you're probably restricting calories because you're trying to lose weight. Every single one of those things raises cortisol. Your body doesn't see, I'm on a diet. It sees food is scarce. It doesn't see, I'm busy. It sees threat is constant. And so cortisol stays elevated day after day, week after week. And your belly fat, it stays exactly where it is, because your body is doing exactly what it's designed to do. This matters because it means belly fat is not a moral failure. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. It's your body responding logically to the signals you're giving it, even if those signals are unintentional. And that's actually good news, because if your body is responding to signals, that means you can change the signals. But here's the part most women don't know. Cortisol doesn't just work the same way in everyone, and that changes everything. Let me explain something that almost no one talks about. For most of your 20s, estrogen acts like a metabolic shield. It helps regulate where your body stores fat, usually in your hips and thighs, not your belly. It protects your insulin sensitivity. It keeps cortisol from going completely haywire. Estrogen, in a way, gives you a buffer. But after 30, estrogen starts to decline. Slowly at first, then more noticeably as you approach perimenopause. And when estrogen drops, cortisol doesn't just stay the same. It starts to act differently. Without estrogen's protective effect, cortisol has more influence over where your body stores fat. And it redirects fat storage from your hips and thighs, subcutaneous fat, which is relatively harmless, to your abdomen, visceral fat, the kind that increases inflammation, disrupts insulin, and feels impossible to lose. This is why so many women say, I used to be able to lose weight easily and now nothing works. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that your hormonal landscape has shifted, And cortisol now has more power. This shows up in real life in subtle ways. Maybe you notice that stress affects you differently now. A bad night of sleep used to be annoying. Now it completely derails your hunger cues the next day. A stressful week used to be manageable. Now it shows up as bloating, cravings, and weight around your midsection that wasn't there before. You're not imagining it. Your body's response to stress has literally changed. If you're over 30 and feeling this shift, stop comparing yourself to your 25-year-old body. Your body isn't broken. It's responding to different hormone levels. One gentle shift. Add strength training twice a week. Muscle sends signals that help balance cortisol and support the metabolic shift happening in your body. It doesn't have to be intense. Even 20-minute sessions make a difference. Now, here's where it gets even more specific. Cortisol doesn't just tell your body to store fat. It also blocks your body from burning fat. And that's the part that keeps women stuck. When cortisol is elevated, it activates an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, specifically in the fat cells around your belly. This enzyme acts like a magnet. It pulls circulating fat from your bloodstream and stores it in abdominal fat cells. At the same time, cortisol reduces your body's sensitivity to insulin. Insulin is the hormone that helps your cells use glucose for energy. When insulin sensitivity drops, your body has a harder time using the food you eat as fuel, so it stores more of it as fat instead. Here's the cruel irony. Cortisol makes your body store fat and makes it harder to burn fat. It's a biochemical double lock. This is why so many women feel stuck in a cycle. You cut calories. You work out harder. But your body is still holding on to belly fat because internally the system that's supposed to release and burn fat is turned off. And when you restrict calories even more trying to force weight loss, cortisol goes higher. Because now your body is experiencing both chronic stress and caloric scarcity. So it doubles down on storing fat, especially around your midsection. You're working harder, eating less, and your body is gripping tighter. Here's the counterintuitive part. If you're eating 1,000 calories and exhausted, your body reads that as stress. Your body has something called a basal metabolic rate, the minimum number of calories it needs just to keep your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your brain functioning. For most women, that's somewhere between 1,300 and 1,500 calories, depending on your size and age. When you eat significantly below that number for weeks or months, your body doesn't just burn fat to make up the difference. It slows down. It lowers your metabolism. It increases cortisol to protect what it has left. You're not boosting your metabolism by eating less. You're teaching your body that food is scarce, and it responds by holding onto every calorie it can. Try this gentle experiment. Add 200 to 300 calories of whole foods, avocado, nuts, sweet potato, for 2 weeks. Many women notice their energy stabilizes, cravings drop, and their body finally feels safe enough to let go of stored fat. But there's one more pattern most women don't recognize, and it's happening inside your body every single day, on a rhythm you can't see. Let me show you what I mean. Cortisol follows a natural rhythm called the circadian rhythm. In a healthy system, cortisol should be highest in the morning. It's what helps you wake up and feel alert. Then it should gradually decline throughout the day, reaching its lowest point at night, so you can sleep deeply. But in women with chronic stress, this rhythm gets disrupted. Sometimes cortisol stays elevated all day, and into the night, you feel wired, anxious, can't turn your mind off. Sometimes cortisol crashes too low in the morning. You wake up exhausted, need coffee just to function, feel like you're dragging through the day. And then, paradoxically, cortisol spikes again. At night, you get a second wind right when you're supposed to be winding down. This is called a dysregulated cortisol curve, and it's incredibly common in women over 30. Here's how this shows up in real life. You wake up feeling like you didn't sleep at all, even if you got 7 hours. You reach for coffee immediately, maybe skip breakfast because you're not hungry. By mid-afternoon, you're crashing, exhausted, craving sugar or carbs. You push through. Then at 9 or 10 p.m., just when you want to relax, you suddenly feel awake. Your mind starts racing. You scroll on your phone. You can't fall asleep. And the next morning, the cycle repeats. This isn't insomnia. This isn't bad habits. This is your cortisol rhythm completely out of sync. Why does this matter for belly fat? Because when cortisol is high at night, it disrupts your sleep. And poor sleep raises cortisol even more the next day. It also throws off hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, which makes you crave high-calorie, high-sugar foods the next day. So now you're in a loop: poor sleep, high cortisol, sugar cravings, blood sugar spikes, more cortisol, poor sleep. And all of that is telling your body to hold on to belly fat. To help reset your cortisol rhythm, get sunlight within 30 minutes of waking up. Even 10 minutes outside, no sunglasses, signals to your body that it's morning, helping cortisol rise naturally when it should. Then, dim lights 90 minutes before bed. This lets cortisol drop and melatonin rise. These two simple light cues can start retraining your body's natural rhythm. So now you understand how cortisol works, why it's different for women over 30, and what it's doing to your body. The question is, how do you actually lower it without adding more stress to your already full life? Here's the thing about lowering cortisol. It's not about perfection. It's not about adding a 10-step morning routine, a meditation practice, a supplement stack, and a complete life overhaul. It's about sending your body small, consistent signals that say, you're safe. Your body doesn't need you to eliminate stress. That's impossible. It just needs you to show it, through your actions, that there's no active threat. That food is available. That rest is allowed. That you're not in danger. Here are the signals that matter most. Sleep. Even imperfect sleep helps. If you're getting 5 to 6 hours, aim for 6.5. If you're getting 6.5, aim for 7. Small improvements in sleep duration and quality lower cortisol faster than almost anything else. Protein at breakfast. Starting your day with 20 to 30 grams of protein stabilizes blood sugar and prevents the mid-morning cortisol spike that happens when you run on coffee alone. Movement, not punishment. Gentle movement, walking, yoga, swimming, lowers cortisol. Intense, exhausting workouts when you're already depleted, they raise it. If you're tired, move gently. Micropauses. You don't need an hour-long meditation. You need 60-second pauses throughout your day. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Let your nervous system reset for a moment. These aren't hacks. They're not tricks. They're simply ways to communicate with your body in a language it understands. And the beautiful part, your body wants to feel safe. It wants to let go of stored fat. It wants to sleep well, have steady energy, and stop living in survival mode. You're not forcing it. You're just giving it permission. And here's the most important part: track your progress objectively. You can't manage what you don't measure. Consider testing your cortisol levels every 2 to 3 months, either through a simple at-home saliva test or with your doctor. This gives you real data on whether the changes you're making are actually lowering cortisol, or if you need to adjust your approach. Many women are surprised to see their cortisol curve shifting after just 8 to 12 weeks of consistent, gentle changes. It's not about perfection. It's about seeing proof that your body is responding. So here's what we covered today. Your body stores belly fat when cortisol is elevated, not because you're lazy, but because it thinks you're in danger. After 30, estrogen drops, and cortisol has more power to direct fat storage to your midsection. Cortisol doesn't just store fat. It blocks your body from burning it. Your cortisol rhythm is probably disrupted, which is why you feel tired in the morning and wired at night. And lowering cortisol isn't about perfection. It's about small, consistent signals that tell your body, you're safe. If this video gave you clarity, I'd love for you to share it with another woman who might need to hear this. And if you want to understand about other hormones besides cortisol that may be impacting your fat burning, watch the video on the screen, because we're just getting started. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.